What's up, trophy hunters? Everyone's got their favorite game to go to. For me, it's probably Powerwash Simulator. I have played this game so much and so often that I have racked up over 250 hours of gameplay. That is far exceeding any other game I've ever played, even some entire franchises. Something about working back and forth on a wall, just relaxing, moving back and forth, washing it clean, just obsessively scouring every little surface. It triggers a kind of compulsion in me, a sense of setting the wrongs right. And in the process, it makes me forget to eat, it makes me forget to sleep, it even makes me forget to blink. But it's also the perfect game to play with something on in the background, like music, or a podcast, or even your new favourite trophy hunter. And now, of course, we finally get the second game, Powerwash Simulator 2. Looking forward to this one. Before we get into it, a quick recap of the previous game's events. Yes, there is an actual story to these games. Things start off fine in the town of Muckingham. We are a regular power washer who is contracted by the various townsfolk to wash their buildings or vehicles, some of which can get a little eccentric, but for the most part seem to be there as something different each time, giving us a bit of variety. You don't want to be washing the same building over and over constantly. As we get towards the end of the game, however, this RV, for example, turns into a UFO. Oh, okay. Maybe the game is just giving us weird and different designs to clean? Then we get two different statues of what looks to be people, but have some elements of mermaidism about them. And this finally culminates in us having to clean a massive pyramid which can take several hours of real time to complete. Inside the pyramid, however, is where it gets really weird. It has murals depicting some of our previous jobs in it. How is this possible? Oh, what is this? What is this? We cleaned that earlier. Okay, what's going on here? Well, strap in, because for some of these jobs, we have been contracted by a time-travelling alien from both the past and the future in order to prevent the volcano of Mount Rushless erupting earlier than it is supposed to do in the timeline. Why is it doing that? Well, you see, Muckingham has a crooked mayor that has been doing some illegal mining, and this has caused the volcano to rumble earlier than it should. The future aliens have ensured that only an experienced power washer can save the day by cleaning the pyramid and the crystal at its peak in order to send the volcano back to bed for another few hundred years or so. Now with Powerwash Simulator 2, 3 years have passed since the previous game and all seems well in Caldera County. Our protagonist, the power washer, possibly not their real name, has expanded their business of power washing to not just the town of Muckingham, but to the whole of the county. Detergento? Detergento. Bucketon? Sparkleton. This is stupid. We have 38 cleaning jobs and 41 total trophies to collect over the course of that, mostly miscellaneous trophies, which is very refreshing for most lists. There's 6 trophies related to buying and owning all the attachments at the same time, so there will probably be some endgame cleanup to do, but that's half the fun of the game, is the replayability. So to start with, I will just be working through all the jobs. I won't be showing them all here, but we're going to do all the jobs, maybe getting a few miscellaneous trophies along the way. Let's get into this. Our first job is just a simple beginner job, cleaning the removal van, very easy. I'm going to have to start with the weakest and lowest power washer. I'm used to using the best in the previous games, so we're going to have to start right back from the beginning again. What are you doing? What are you fucking doing? Have they changed the... They have completely changed the control scheme. Almost every single button is a different action for this game. Good job, guys. What a brilliant strategy that is. There is an option to change it back to the classic controls, but I didn't realize that at the time, so whatever, it's not rocket science. It's pretty easy to learn the new controls. In fact, some of the accessibility to the attachments is actually much better this time around, once you get the hang of it. Okay, last one. Rear lights panel. There we go, finished our first job for the game, first trophy on the board, all moved in. Before heading on to the next job, I'm going to head to home base. This is a new addition to the game. It acts like our hub world area, where we can select previous jobs. Naturally, the first thing I do is go over to the cats and give them a pat, or in this case, wave my hand in front of their faces. But patting all 3 of these cats unlocks purr bonding. Unfortunately, I can't spray the cats with water. I'm told that cats really love water. But instead I'll just spray this laptop. In this office there's a pinboard with notes and newspaper articles that recap events from the previous game and this game. Interacting with one for the first time unlocks taking note. And downstairs we can do some interior designing with the furniture we've bought so far. The first 2 items are free. I'm glad, because no clown would actually pay money for this shit. I mean, this thing is just hideous. I wish I had something that shot fire instead of water right now, because that thing is ugly as sin and should be burned. So we purchase the first item, and we clean it and place it. That unlocks home decor. On to the fourth job now. I've already bought a washer. This is Trilobite Lodge, the first big building of the game. I didn't notice until someone mentions it in a text message that it's actually situated underneath a big laser beam. This laser beam is coming from the merman statue from the previous game. And once again, just like the first game, this is how we get the story and the lore, through text messages. The only issue I have with them is that they sometimes come by too quickly. I already have trouble blinking, let alone stopping to read a text message. And there's no way to reread them. Even if you replay a job, they don't reappear. This is great. These water effects look really bloody good. It's a shame they don't have, like, the water effect of trickling down. And at 30% of cleaning this lodge, we get a text in our group chat. The laser beam is suddenly gone. Like, oh, I would not have noticed. And at 60%, we do get an update saying the volcano is okay for the moment. This laser beam is pointing at the volcano, presumably to prevent it from erupting. And now that it's been shut off for some reason, the locals are a little concerned. Oh, that's why the lasers stopped, because some dickhead stole the gems from the statue. Don't you put guards around the statue that's kind of keeping the apocalypse at bay? So one of the more sillier job sets in this game is cleaning things for, I think he's a director, this guy. He wants to do a reboot of a movie franchise involving a car that is haunted by a dog. So here we have a dog car. There have been stranger things out there. The corrupt mayor from the previous game is back. He's still being slimy, as all politicians are. And he's trying to get Muckingham to win Town of the Year to get the locals on board to support him. And this is a good concept of why we're doing so many of these jobs throughout the game. The townsfolk want us to clean all of their stuff so we can, well, win Town of the Year. And surely there is absolutely no strings attached to this by the mayor at all. And here we get another new tool added. This is the abseil, and it's fine. It's a little bit finicky at moments. If you get too close to the ground, you'll come off it, or if you're running around on the ground, sometimes you'll attach to it when you don't mean to do it. It takes a little bit to get the feel of it. It helps on large walls, but it's not something that can't be tackled once you have heavy-duty long-range extensions either, so it's more of a player choice. For the moment, though, I do not have anything overly powerful, as I'm still on a pretty early level, so I'm going to use this thing. And cleaning the very first thing, which is a letter on the billboard, unlocks high pressure. I have looked at the trophy list, so I do have some ideas about what is required for certain jobs. Most of them require cleaning a particular thing first before doing anything else. So a lot of the jobs I'm going in with a vague understanding of exactly what I need to do. This teapot house, I'm not even sure it can be counted in the top 10 weirdest buildings of the game. These people, this community, they have wacky shit. I don't know why. Around the yard here, we've got enough gnomes that we can place them all on the seats out the front here to unlock the trophy tea time. That last one wasn't even placed, it was just hovering above it. I go straight into the shooting gallery next, and up here we have a Bigfoot target to clean before anything else to unlock Where's Wooly. At the back of this gas station, we have a small little playground area with a soccer ball on it. For the trophy, it's supposed to be rolled down the slide, and that's anything that the smallest little trickle of water could do. I opted to blast the damn thing, and it still unlocks Drop the Ball. I'm getting some graffiti on the playground now to use different nozzles. It only takes about half a second to clean it off. I do like the new soap method. Rather than buying soap like we did in the previous game, the soap is just an attachment, which I do like, and it works very well on the graffiti of the slide here. The bandstand is another shorter job. I say shorter because it's under an hour. If you've played the first game, you know that the later jobs, they can get upwards of an hour or maybe even more to do all of these, especially with mid-level equipment. So, of course, I'm going to be taking a lot longer to do these. All of those pings, yes. And we're leaving the hatch till last, because that's going to unlock this next trophy, hatching a plan. Next is probably the smallest job of the game, the mobility scooter. Looks like the owner got it dirty while driving it through the park when the beam went out and he couldn't see anything, so he went crashing through the woods. His name is Rusty Gasket. Oh. We've come to the Stone Circle job now, and it looks to be related to the Merman Alien Society. Possibly. The ranger isn't really sure, but one of his theories is that it's meant to be an ancient form of the floor is lava. I don't know if it's because they're fish people, but he suggests that they would use salmon to throw at each other to knock them off the pillars. But appropriately, if we jump from point to point in the game, treating these pillars like the floor is lava, we will unlock the trophy, floor is lava. So maybe it's not completely stupid. I feel like these messages that we get usually have a little bit of a reference about that said trophy that you can unlock in each level. Kind of a hint to get you to discover it. You get to a job, you get a message halfway through that drops a little bit of a hint about what the trophy might be regarding that job. Unless, of course, you just look at the trophy list. Due to the Town of the Year competition, this explains why we're cleaning some of these really wacky sites. And next up we have a rock climbing park, which isn't really that weird, but starting off I'm going to climb all the way up to the top of it and clean the pterodactyl statue first to earn flying start. I bought another extension because this is a very high job, and this is probably the best level to practice with what works better for you, the abseil or the extensions. I was about 50-50. I used the abseil because the handholds for this rock climbing wall do need both angles, so it was much easier using the abseil than it was to use the extensions. I also took this floor cleaner out for a bit of a spin, another new attachment. I have a suspicion that this floor cleaner is supposed to be a new... I keep trying to say weapon. It's not a weapon. It's not a fucking weapon. Look, it's disguised as something good. It's not. The Master of Flow? I'm not really sure how I feel about that title. We're inside a temple now. I feel like we're about midway through the game here. I haven't actually been counting what job I'm up to, but this orb in the middle looks like a volcano, so I think this is sort of a storyline job. And we do get some messages regarding prophecy about us arriving and cleaning the temple interior. And once we clean 51% of the game, the floor opens up. This is one of those jobs that has a progression tied to the work. No one has been here for 700 years, then where did the fucking gnome come from? Wait, are the gnomes some weird backstory thing? I can't remember what the gnomes mean. But upon descending the stairs, we'll unlock Deep Lore. That's one of the few storyline trophies of the game. And we come down into the hidden room under the temple. On the altar in the center, there is a modern-ish phone, which is how these future/past aliens have been communicating with us, I think. They went back in time, they got stuck there, so they built these temples. All you need to do is take out the heartstone, give it a quick flip, pop it back in. Couldn't be simpler. You'll know when the time is right. Okay, something's coming then. Like the pyramid in the first game, this temple also has murals on the wall. What the hell is that? I have no idea. What the hell? Is that Baba Yaga? Like a chicken in a house? What the hell is that thing? A beetle on wheels? Is that us? It's a figure that looks like they're spraying something. Hey, wait a minute. They all have different moon phases up in the corner. Oh, shit. Is that a broken moon? Oh, alright. Interesting. Okay. Following on from that bombshell, we're going to head to go and clean Michelle's car and trailer. As I said, sometimes I miss these messages, so there's no real way to reread them. So I'm trying to keep up with who's who, but it looks like Michelle has been monitoring the statue/laser beam. So we're going to come to a satellite dish first and clean that to unlock message received. And it seems that Karen is working with Michelle. They are working together on this laser beam, but she's gone and moved Michelle's theodolite, which was this telescope here, earlier at Trilobite Lodge, or Trilobite Lodge. I know that's probably pissing people off that I say Trilobite instead of Trilobite. I guess she was using it to watch the beam, so it seems that Karen is leaving Michelle a trail of clues for her to follow. That crazy director, or whatever he is actually made that movie based on a dog-possessed car, but the audience left the theatre a mess, so we're gonna go clean it, starting with the front row to unlock front row seats. I don't see any dead chickens, so it can't be as bad as a Minecraft screening. Fuckwits. Look at this stupid movie poster. Here we woof again? Maybe he should have called the movie Springtime for Dog-Possessed Car. This damn scissor... I need to clean under the scissor lift and it is in my way and I can't move it. Back out to our carnival jobs for the town. We've got a mini roller coaster and sort of this weird adjoining park attached to it, whatever. We've got to ride the coaster for a trophy. Well, I may as well clean as I'm going. Whoa! Alright, well, we've got to try that again then, shall we? Holy shit, that shot us into fucking orbit, didn't it? These washers do not obey the laws of physics. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try crouching down and not fucking about. Alright, that's better. There we go, that unlocks Ticket to Ride. Oh, this fucking lag. Why is it fucking lagging now? This is getting really irritating. The game really starts to lag. It's the only job that I came across in the game that it just really struggled. Wow, this is awful. And it was really getting annoying. It's fine because I didn't really care for this level all that much anyway. But I stopped recording and it just kept getting worse. There is still over 60% of this level to go. It is fucking... It was a bit of a drag. I think I'm getting sick of these amusement park themes. I don't really care about amusement parks in real life all that much, so I don't really care about them in the game either. You know, or it could be the eye-hurtingly bright red and yellow colour scheme. Running through, I come up to the top, there's a piano keyboard on the floor, and we're going to perform a glissando to unlock the next trophy, which means to hit all the keys from high to low. Which means all the keys, not just the basic white keys. I never got that far in keyboard school. High to low, that unlocks glissando. It doesn't sound too bad, but I can barely play with my fingers. I'm not going to try it with a Prime Vista pressure hose. Not much has been happening for a while throughout these jobs. I'm like at 80% of the way through the ski lodge, which is a very big building to clean, and then I just get an innocuous text message saying, hey, does anyone have a problem with the moon fucking spinning? As we saw in the Hidden Temple, the moon phases are related to something. The mayor is so oblivious to everything that he thinks people throwing shit on his ridiculous vehicle is a good thing. Back in the day, there were these toy Matchbox cars called Matchbox Connectables, where you could pull the cars apart and connect different cars to one another and create different hideous monstrosities of cars. That's what this reminds me of. And it's a memory I didn't realize I still had until I saw this thing. Look at this fucking insanity of a vehicle. 18-wheel fucking garish, ugly-looking fucking limo. It's got a pool. It's got a helicopter on the roof. That's... Oh, what is this leopard skin print on the fucking top of it? This is disgusting. I'm going to clean this, and then I'm going to go and vomit all over the fucking thing again, just to prove a point. Next up is a shopping mall. There's nothing special about this place. Since the mayor is doing the campaign to win Town of the Year, it's just another one of those things that we need to clean. We clean the owl and the fountain first to unlock Wise Decision. We're getting close to the end now, and we come to this truck. Inside, we find the missing gems from the merman statue. Yes, it looks as if the mayor has used one of his lackeys to steal them, hoping for... Actually, I'm not sure what his goal is. Is he just a dickhead politician and he wants to steal shit? Does he want the volcano to erupt? He wants the town to succeed and prosper to win Town of the Year. Isn't that what all the Town of the Year bullshit is about? Why does he want to just... look, I don't know if I've missed messages. This main story thread might just be mayor equals dickhead. Look at this last clip on the box. I can't even see any yellow stains. Where is... I gotta clean it. Where is the last little... And so now that we've got the gems, we've thwarted the mayor once again. Now they are to be returned to the statues. Okay, now the gems are going to be returned to the statues. We've got one last job for the townspeople. For some reason, I didn't understand what town floats meant. At first, I thought that the entire town would be floating somehow, like buoyant in the air, which could be easily related to some weird alien thing, right? Of course, when I saw that it meant town floats like parade floats, yeah, duh. I have no idea of why my mind went to such a strange interpretation of that. But I'm not going to show this whole job because this is a pretty long one. But at 60%, looks like they're putting the gems back in place. Success on the first one. At 70%, they're going to put the center gem, the Heartstone, in. Again, success. This guy's name is Paul Mafinger. Oh, for Christ's sake. I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember this the next time somebody says that the British have a witty sense of humour. So once we're done with this last float, we're going to head up to Mount Rushless for the final job. I assume it's going to be massive. We got the trophy that requires us to clean something last instead of first. We've got to clean this mouse, which turns out to be a little tricky. It has 4 pieces to it, and the tail in particular requires some very precision aiming. There we go. That unlocks squeaky clean. Here we are, finally at the main entrance to Mount Rushless. The laser from the statue should be opening it, but it seems that there is dirt covering the lens. You realise I should be charging extra for callouts, right? Especially after hours. Once inside, we just need to follow this beam and clean all the lenses to help the beam get to the central pillar. We know that the moon is having issues, but there seems to be some point of no return for it to explode or crash into us or something. But with everything inside clean, we finally get access to the Theia crystal. This one is particularly filthy and requires a stronger pressure than most. But once done, that counts as finishing career mode to unlock. It all comes out in the wash. And that Theia crystal sends a beam up to the moon to stop it from doing whatever it was doing that was causing problems. Once again, we have used the full might of our power washing prowess to save the town and to save the day. And the game crashes at the closing credits. Back at home base, it's time for some cleanup. Last thing here I need to do is find a gnome statue. It's hidden behind the door here. I did not see him the last time I was here. But that unlocks gnome from home. I'm going to place you just there, mate. Aside from earning cash in all these levels, we're also earning power wash credits, but they cap out at 2,000, so I've been using them to buy furniture and all the vanity items and cosmetics as I've been going. So now it's time to actually apply these cosmetics. One of them to a washer to unlock washing with style. Another for an item of clothing to unlock dressed for success. And the last one for our van to unlock radical rebrand. I assumed earlier that I would need to replay some levels to get enough cash to buy all the attachments, but that last job gave me $30,000, and wouldn't you know it, that was almost exactly how much I needed to buy everything. I was only $15 over credit. I don't know why, but I can go and spend that on a latte or a smashed Davo or whatever. So starting from the most expensive, I bought everything, unlocking the 5 trophies for each class of washer. And maxed out for owning them all at once. There we go, that was a handful. So with everything unlocked, I can go ahead and finish up the trophies related to using these specific attachments. I'll go and select a job using the map, that'll unlock geocaching. And go right back to the beginning removal van and complete the whole job with the adaptable nozzle. It's a nozzle that can be set to a different width beam, and I have been using it towards the end. And so completing a job using only this unlocks staying adaptable. Revisiting the dog car, I need to completely cover it in soap all at one time, and that unlocks doggy bath. Sticking with small vehicles, I go back to the mobility scooter and use the double turbo nozzle to unlock double top. And then I use the triple nozzle on the flying bike to unlock three-pronged approach. Earlier in the funhouse, I had completely missed cleaning a floor disc with the surface cleaner, so I had to return to unlock Spin Doctor. And lastly, I need to clean all the lanterns at the campsite using only the smallest nozzle to unlock Hit the Lights. My last lot of trophies I had were all ones that I had tried and screwed up when I had attempted them the first time around, so I returned to the disco job. Firstly, I put a gnome on the scissor lift and that unlocks Rise and Shine. I had tried to get the mirror ball cleaned first, but I screwed it up. I accidentally cleaned something else in the process, but this time I did it properly to unlock Make It All Shine. Over at the motel, we need to clean all the doors, numbers and handles. But the first time around I got a little overzealous and cleaned a mat or a door frame or something by accident. So this time around it required a little bit more finesse rather than just the spray and pray, and that unlocks door to door. And finally I had to come back to the solar system. All we need to do is clean the sun first and then each planet as it sits from the sun in order. I had messed it up earlier because I had cleaned the rings of the planets and the interior of Earth by accident. You can't do that. Just the planets. So we clean the sun, then we go Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, hang on. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, yeah. So we clean the sun and we do Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. And that unlocks cosmic ordering. And that's Plat. So that was Powerwash Simulator 2. At first, this seems like more of the same as the first one, and you could very easily write this off as not much of an improvement from the first. After all, you can't fix what's not broken. But I was so wrong. I went back to the first one and I was shocked at how slow and clunky, and even worse, how underpowered and weak the first game felt in comparison to the second one. But I didn't notice when I was playing the second one how good that was. It is a stealthy improvement. It's better without flaunting how much better it is. As for the new attachments, some are better than others. The scissor lift is good, the scaffolding ladder is brilliant, the new soap attachment is superior. I'm 50-50 on the abseil, it has its uses, but I could take it or leave it. The new surface cleaner is a complete waste of time. It looks like it should be a good weapon, but it's completely fucking useless. You could drop all your tools and lick the fucking ground and clean it quicker than this piece of shit. The point of this game is to power wash, but it has no power and it can't wash. It is a complete failure. Anyways, I would give this as good as the first game with more speed and power out of 10. And I'm going to wrap that up here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check behind the waterfall.